we forget about the dream. We forget to dream and imagine how life could be. We get really stuck in our logical brains.
Live your life and do the thing that is on your heart, because you get this one life to live. It doesn't matter if you're 80 or 90 or 20. Like, today is your real life. Today's your actual life. Go live it before it's gone.
Everything you want is just on the other side of that fear. We just have to push past it.
We are always becoming, like, all of the things we've done in the past are all part of us that bring us to who we are. Like, they're all skill sets that we bring to the table to help us become the next best version of ourselves.
There are a lot of women who are in this midlife space that are thinking, one day I'll start this business. Someday I'm going to get to do this in the future. And they put off starting that business. What I like to do is get in there and give some guidance to help them understand the benefits of starting to build that business before they leave corporate.
What is the purpose of the money and the accolades if you're miserable?
Start with your why. Why do you want to start this business? And build from there.
And help guide you toward what's possible for you, even when you don't think you can see it.
I know that my gift is empowering women to believe in themselves in ways they never even considered for themselves.
You are the one that you've been waiting for. No need to knock open the door. Take the leap and be the dream.
Be the Dream is your guide to authentically sharing your voice and stepping into the life you've always wanted. Whether through music, speaking, or creative expression, we're here to help you own your unique sound and make an impact. I'm Carolee Garrison, and this is your time. As a lighthouse for aspiring vocalists, I'm here to illuminate the path to fearless self-expression, helping you tap into your most vivacious voice. Through powerful interviews and expert insights, you're going to gain the confidence to be heard, be seen, and finally be the dream. Hey everyone, welcome back to another awesome episode of the Be the Dream podcast. Today we are going to talk about the great escape from corporate and building your own business, living free, and what it takes to get there. We are talking to an expert in helping people escape from corporate chains, Tabatha Jones. She's the CEO of Empowered Leadership Coaching and a corporate escape Sherpa and career advancement coach. After leaving her corporate career at 50, Tabatha dedicated herself to helping Gen X women leaders achieve career fulfillment by breaking through barriers, gaining visibility, and advancing to roles that they deserved. Over time, she saw a growing need to guide women ready to leave corporate life altogether. Today, she specializes in helping ambitious midlife women chart their path to freedom, building profitable, purpose-driven businesses, and reclaiming their time and energy. Known for her relatable approach and transformational results, Tabatha empowers women to create careers that reflect their true potential. I find this conversation so inspiring and so amazing, and I personally learned so much from her, so I am just so excited to share this all with you. Welcome, Tabatha. Welcome, Tabatha. I am just thrilled to get to talk to you today because I know that so many women are just desperately needing what you have to offer. You help women to leave their corporate careers, which for so many feels like the supposed to trap of this was the life that was supposed to lead me to joy and happiness. And instead, it's nothing like I was promised. So I'd love to dive into, first of all, welcome. And what is a corporate escape Sherpa? That is the title you have on your screen in front of you. And I would love to start there.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for the warm welcome. So a corporate escape Sherpa is someone who is me. I believe I'm the only one out there who actually guides women to leave their corporate world. And a couple of things that I see is there are a lot of women who are in this midlife space that are thinking, one day I'll start this business. Someday I'm going to get to do this in the future. And they put off starting that business. What I like to do is get in there and give some guidance to help them understand the benefits of starting to build that business before they leave corporate.
Mm.
We've never done it, right? I was in corporate myself for decades. We won't say how many. So I know how that worked. I didn't know how it worked on the outside. So I started learning and building and growing for about 4 years before I took the leap. And what I find is that women tend to underestimate what it takes to build a business and will find themselves getting to that point of taking the leap, getting on the outside and thinking, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. I'm scared. My money's not coming in the same. I don't feel good." And they'll go jump right back into a corporate job that they're miserable at. I want to guide them to take the right steps, focus on the things that are important, get them building and taking action before we leave so that when I help them come into the outside, we're already tracking and growing and doing great things.
So let's dive into fear, into that fear of how can I possibly do this? I need to jump back into safety that corporate feels like the place where I can be safe. And of course, you and I both know that like that safety comes from within. It doesn't really come from somebody else handing you a paycheck because those corporate jobs can disappear and being under someone else's thumb and someone else's, rules and regulations is not anyone's definition, like really of safety. So how do you help people overcome this fear of their own power?
I am a Gen Xer, and so we were kind of brought up to believe that the thing to do was finish school, get a job, stay with
Yeah.
that company forever, and continue that stable life, right? But because of that, there is fear associated with doing something different. A lot of fear of what are people going to think, or am I crazy to do this? Even though we're feeling this deep pull, that's all, the best way I can describe it, this deep pull
Yeah.
to get in and do something more, something meaningful. I used to say I worked for a company where I helped make multiple millions of dollars for a multi-billion dollar company. Is that really all there is to life? Like, I loved leading teams. I loved doing a lot of what I did. I'm grateful for all of the skills I took from there. But it was just like, God, there's got to be something else. And there's such a fear of failure because, as someone who was successful in corporate, I get it. There's a lot of accolades that come with that. There's that great feeling. There's that people looking up to you and wanting to be like you and not realizing that on the inside, things aren't really aligned as much as they look up to be on the outside.
Yeah, it sounds like it's all on paper, but it's not like
Yeah.
real. It's not in your body. You're not feeling it in your own life. And that's what
Yeah.
we really want. Like, what is the purpose of the money and the accolades if you're miserable?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I always say there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. Wherever you're at, if you're truly happy and you feel aligned, that's where you belong. There are a
Mm.
lot of great women who are continuing to grow their careers. I've helped them advance their careers, do the next thing. But there are a lot of women that just feel that pressure to stay stuck, that pressure of, I can't just leave. I've built this career over all these years. I come in there and like help them understand, let's go. It's going to be okay. Everything you want is just on the other side of that fear. We just have to push past it. And there's fear around things like, am I too old to start something new? I shared with someone yesterday, I was at a conference, a women's conference, and Jane Fonda spoke. I love her.
Wow.
I love her. I consider her to be my grandma. Maybe my mom.
Mm.
Maybe my mom. I guess I should pretend my actual age is my actual age. But I was listening to her and she was talking about something she wanted to do. And then she just started and she's in her 80s. It is never
Which is
too late.
That's the whole Be the Dream premise. It's like go
Yeah,
live your life and do the thing that is on your heart because you get this one life to live. It doesn't matter if you're 80 or 90 or 20. Like today is your real life. Today's your actual life. Go live it before it's gone.
for sure. And spending decades in corporate, we forget about the dream. We forget to dream and
Yeah.
imagine how life could be. We get really stuck in our logical brains and that motion and consistency. And sometimes, and this is what happened with me, I hit a point in my career where I just was like, I'm not happy and I don't feel good. Like my body doesn't feel good. And I remember telling my husband, I'm going to leave. I'm going to do this full time. I love coaching. It's making me happy. I don't want to get out of bed and go to work. But if you tell me I have to work till 10 p.m. to coach a client, I'll do it. Like, I don't care. And I remember him saying, are you crazy? You make a lot of money. You've been all over the country. You've done these things. And I'm like, I'm leaving. And he was like, oh, okay. And then a little bit later, I said, I'm giving you notice. I'm giving my notice in 60 days. And I started telling other friends, and I was approached with verbatim, are you crazy? What are you thinking? I was like, man. So then you start realizing it's not my fear, it's other people's fear of not knowing what that's going to mean for me, or other people's idea of what success looked like. And so, yeah,
Fear of the unknown.
exactly. That's how I ended
Yeah.
up here.
Amazing. So let's dive into this. I'm trying to remember the whole name of it, but it's like the time fallacy. This fallacy, the sunk cost fallacy, sunk time cost something fallacy, where you've put all of this time in, so you must stay there because you have to reap the benefits of all of the decades or whatever amount of time that you've spent in this career. And it's this idea that if I leave, then I'm just have wasted all of those years, which is not really true. So talk to that for a minute.
It's so not true. Oh my gosh. I started to say, sister, hold on. The thing is, you've built up all those skills. You get to take your skills and your accomplishments and all of your achievements. You get to bring them with you into the future, into the next thing. And the best part is you get to bring the ones you like the most and turn those into what you do going forward. So where I could tell you, I could not stand, couldn't stand any kind of reporting or numbers or data. I led tech teams. I lived in data. Couldn't stand that part of it. I loved inspiring and motivating and helping people see the best in themselves and truly believe that they could get ready for that next thing. I'm like, why wouldn't I just do that in the world instead of in the small space of this business? So that's the thing. Yeah, you've been building for years, decades in my case, and many others. You get to bring all of that goodness with you and then focus on continuing to invest in those things that you love to do. Now, we know as business owners, there's numbers, there's data, there's stuff you have to do, but it's such a much smaller percent. And it's for my own business. So I get to smile and say, all right, today's the day we're going to sit down, put the blinders on, knock it out, and then get back to the good stuff.
Yes, we are always becoming like all of the, I don't know, all of the things we've done in the past are all part of us that bring us to who we are. Like they're all skill sets that we bring to the table to help us become the next best version of ourselves. And I've had that experience. I haven't really been a lot in corporate, but like decades of just being a mom has felt like, what did I do with my life? And like, I know that there's so many of us that struggle with that. Like, where am I now? And, wishing our past had been different. But like, we have to see the beauty and like how much we've grown throughout our lives and like looking at our past from a different perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I've worked with women who were at home for a period of time and maybe wanted to go back into the workforce or start the next thing. And we undervalue being a parent so much. I'm like, oh my gosh, you literally raised this little being all the way up into adulthood. You've done all the things. You've managed time, organization, budgets. You've been a life coach to this human being that needed to grow into a thriving adult. I mean, we all have so many skills and find different parts that we love. And when I think even in motherhood, my baby is 30 now. We don't measure that in months anymore, obviously. But
we should. Gives us more accomplishment. I mean,
right. But I think back even when I was raising him, the best conversations we had, I was coaching him on how to handle making a mistake and how to recover from that and how to be a good friend and how to manage conflict within friend groups and how to not get suspended again for, punching somebody that said something about his mom. It's like we learn all of those things as parents and we really undervalue it.
It's so true. So I'd love to go back to your name because I find that there is so much in a name and honing in on who am I and what do I do is it's really like identity work. And it brings you back to this question over and over again of like, wait, what do I really do? What really is my superpower? How can I really help people? And when you are first launching your business, it can be this really sticky question that is difficult. And I think that this title you have, Corporate Escape Sherpa, is phenomenal. And just like it says everything, it helps people understand, and it is yours. Like you own it, like it's unique. So I'd love to hear the story of like how you came up with that, how you began to embrace and own that, how it came to you, and maybe how you help other people to come up with their thing that is the thing that they do.
Oh, gosh, great questions. Okay, so this is fun. I had been doing a lot of career advancement coaching, job search coaching. And as I was making this transition, because I found that I was really loving helping women build their businesses and make their escape plans, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't want the word coach at the end of my name this time. I want to be different. I want to stand out. And I want people to understand that I'm a coach, I coach, but I'm definitely more of a strategist. I'm more of I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to climb up this mountain and achieve this dream. And I was sitting in Starbucks, of all places. I was sitting there working one day because I just needed to stop staring at my desk or my wall in my office. And I'm sitting there and I was like, gosh, corporate escapee, escape artist, escape planner.
Escape
and then
artist.
Someone sat down in front of me. I think she was probably a college student, sat down in front of me, and she set down her backpack, and it had alpacas on it. And I was like, oh, Sherpa. A Sherpa is a guide. Sherpas are the ones that help get you up the Himalayan mountains, and they carry your heavy load when you can't carry it anymore, and they make sure that you're taking time to breathe and get in that good oxygen when it gets really thin. And I'm like, oh, and the Sherpas have done it before. And I was like, that's it. So I sent my friend a text. I said, so check it out. And I sent a picture of the backpack. I said, what do you think of Sherpa? And she's all, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. So that is it. That is the story. But it's really because I'm not a coach in the sense of I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and help you figure out your own thing. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to be curious. We're going to dive deep. But I'm going to be there with you step by step as you're making that plan so that when you're ready to get to the top of the mountain, you're standing there strong and you know that I'm right there to help if you have questions or something else comes up. And it's just fun. We make the adventure. It's an adventure and it's fun. So that's the name. That's how we got there.
I love it. It's so like visually evocative. It's so, climbing the mountain. I'm picturing, the Sound of Music and they're escaping with a guide and
yes, exactly.
From the like evil corporation.
Exactly.
And I think it's beautiful. So do you help women to craft this statement, because it's such a part of your business identity to be able to set yourself apart in this verbal picture?
Absolutely. And depending on what the person wants to do, there may not be a fun kind of title, but getting them to get really deep into what they want to offer. Who do you want to work with? What problems do you really want to solve? I find when I meet women who are newer into the building their business journey, especially in the coaching kind of space, I'll ask, well, what is your program? What do you offer? What do you want to offer? Well, I just want to help anyone I can help. Okay. Well, who's anyone?
I'm like, that's a problem.
To work with? Right. Who do you want to work with? Let's start there. Well, just anybody that, I can help with this solution. And when I come back and I explain, let's hone in a little bit, and here's why. Because if you're talking to everybody, no one really hears you because they're not talking to them. And that's one of the first things we do is start getting really specific on that vision. Get specific on your why. Why do you want to do this? Why does this work matter to you? And then diving into who is it you want to work with, and then getting that message to be even more clear. The more clear you can be, as you know, the better it is.
Absolutely. And that's such a journey, and having help on that journey is really everything. As someone who's started my business in multiple businesses, been like, wait, and then it's all about pivoting. Like once you realize wait, that's not really what I want. Let's go here. Let's shift and change and become more of who we really want to be and understand who we're really like choosing, who we really are meant to teach and help, and diving deeper into that niche. It really helps your business blossom when you
Yeah.
know what you're meant to be doing.
It does, but it's a little bit maybe not so obvious when people are newer, right? It's like, I just want
Yeah.
to make sure all the clients come to me. And I said, well, I've done this, my own experiment. I dropped the midlife women from every bit of marketing I was doing, and my phone stopped ringing until I put it back on.
Wow.
It
So
is that serious.
my thought here, and this is one of the things that I kind of teach, is that that's like the most important thing, whether you are a podcaster, a speaker for your business, which honestly, they're all kind of the same. Like, it's kind of like
Yeah.
if you're speaking on stages, who is your audience and what are you teaching them? If you're a podcaster, who is your audience? What are you teaching them? If you are a coach, who is your audience? What are you teaching them? Like, having your core, thing there. That's to me, that is the most important thing that you can know, is to know yourself and what you really want, what your superpower is, and who your audience is. Tell me your thoughts on this, if you agree with me or not. And
Oh, I'm saying amen over here as I'm shaking my head. Yes.
yeah.
You have to. You have to know your audience. And to get there, you need to know your why. Why do you do this? I mean,
Mm,
I know that my gift is empowering women to believe in themselves in ways they never even considered for themselves. And what does that look like? Yes, I can work with younger women, but midlife women, because I understand where our confidence starts to shift a little bit, our value or identities start to shift a little bit. When we're making that transition from decades in corporate into our own journey, that's a huge identity crisis if you don't have someone guiding you who can explain what those feelings are. And if I had $1 for every person that I've worked with on this thing, I'd be a billionaire. But the statement of, I just don't really know what I like anymore. Somebody asked me a question and I couldn't answer. It's like, oh,
yeah.
you've always picked the restaurant based on what your kids will eat or what your husband enjoys, or, and in life, it's that way. You've made decisions based on surviving and thriving in corporate. You're not corporate anymore. Now what? And that feeling of nobody's answering my calls. I can't get a lunch date. Like, well, who are you calling? Well, my coworkers that I used to work with. Well, but they're still there. They're busy. Let's make some friends on the outside. And, that's another big strategy with me, is making sure that you're rebuilding and re-nurturing that network that you maybe forgot about while you were working 10, 12, 15 hours a day. Because those people are still there. They're just waiting for you to come back to them.
It's so incredible. Like, everything that you're saying and everything that you're teaching. Tell us how we can work with you and find you and follow you, because there are so many people that need this.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The easiest way to connect with me is on LinkedIn, Tabatha Jones, the Corporate Escape Sherpa. I also have a brand new website I just revamped, so corporateescapesherpa.com, and you can grab a free resource there, which is the step-by-step plan to planning your own corporate escape. So we've got a lot of great things going on, and really would love to connect with anyone who wants to learn more.
Oh, it's so amazing. Thank you for all of your wisdom. But I am going to ask you for one last piece of guidance. If somebody is thinking about leaving corporate and they have thought maybe they want to start a business, but they're not really sure exactly what their business might be, where do you think they should start? What is a good first step?
Start with your why. Why do you want to start this business, and build from there? I was just talking to someone the other day who has this huge vision of what she wants to do and where she wants to go. And I said, but it's so big, it's overwhelming, which means she's not taking any action. So let's hone it in. Let's hone it in. Why do you want to do this? And now that we know that, what is the best part of everything you just shared with me that ties to that? And we have that. And she just started taking action. Actually, this week, she joined one of my workshops and shared that she is on track now to build that side of her business. So we're supporting
Oh,
her there, but know your why. It's so important.
Oh, amazing. And I was actually just saying this, like I'm one of those people who has this huge vision of like all the things, and it's so easy to get stuck in the grand picture. And then you're like, well, I can't do that tomorrow. That's impossible because I can't do it tomorrow. So it feels completely out of reach. And it's taking those small steps that can lead you there. Like one of my dreams was like, I want to be on stages. I want to be speaking. And a few years ago, it felt, I was like, I'm home with 3 kids that all have special needs. That's impossible. I can't do that tomorrow. So I started a podcast and made my own stage. And it was, how can you find a creative way to take a small step that is possible for you now? And when you have a coach, when you have an escape Sherpa to help you, those creative solutions are easier to find because 2 minds and somebody who's been there, who's seen a lot more possibilities, can help guide you toward what's possible for you, even when you don't think you can see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that you started your podcast. That's not an easy feat, but it is the best way to start getting your voice into the world. Start sharing your story and start building, because your point, it's one step at a time.
Yeah, and there's a solution to every problem. So if you're wanting to leave corporate and you're going, I don't know where to begin, I don't know how to start, like come talk to Tabatha so she can help you start seeing the ways out, the way to live your life the way that you want to live it, because you deserve to have a happy life.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. This has been amazing.
Well, thank you for having me. This was a fun conversation, and hopefully we've inspired some people to take some great action in their lives.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Be the Dream podcast. In the show notes, you're going to find links to be a guest on the show, the free Jumpstart Journal, and a place to book your free 15-minute one-on-one coaching call where I will guide you on how to step more fully into your dream. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend. Let them know that you're thinking about them, and let's share inspiration with as many people as we can. We could all use a little more motivation. See you next time, and until then, remember to be the dream.